Alright guys, I got your boy Stingren here today, and today we're here with a tier list video. I figured I want to do something a little bit fun to celebrate all the growth I've been getting, and I figured I'd do something a little bit fun. I did want to do the Hades overview video first, but I was like, you know what, we got some time before Hades comes out, right? I figured I'd go and do it when it's close to the banner. I gotta do hers, Athena's, Shu. So, we're probably just gonna do videos and all of them, kind of give like basic overviews of a kid of what they're meant to do. But of course, eventually, if I can pull them, hopefully do showcases on them all. But anyway, so let's kind of go over the brief things I want to talk about before we get into this tier list. Now, the tier list that I pulled up on Tier Maker, which is the site I got this from, had these characters listed. It had Basset, Enlil, Anubis, Heimdall, Marduk, and Thor. I apologize, I said your name wrong. But since their patches aren't that close yet, I figured I'd just leave them out of the tier list for the time being. But when it comes time, when I probably come back to updating this list, which is probably when Flame Tier releases, which is the last 1.0 character, that's when I'll probably go about doing this. So, anyway, next up is going to be the tier list itself. I do not want to position this tier list as a sort of fact amongst the community of Aether GAZER, regardless if it's global CN, whatever it is, if you're a person who just checks out the list just to check it out. I'm just doing this for the sake of having fun. I don't want this to be like, well, you know, such and such, or I said that this character is good, so you should invest in that character. I don't think that that's the case. I will be talking about the character as projectively as like a kit-wise, maybe including your signature fronter, because some characters with signature fronters get significantly better. So, yeah. But anyway, there's that. I just don't want any drama from the tier list. I just want us to have a fun conversation about characters. Let me know what you guys think is characters in the game. Share your own tier list with me. You know, I'll leave a link to this tier list at the bottom, and you guys can tell me. You know, you guys can structure it in any which way you want. You know, I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, Aether GAZER tier list by best titty size or something. I'm sure someone's gonna do it. I just know someone is. Like, this community, it's gonna be funny sometimes. But anyway, let's get started with the A rank Tsukiyomi. A rank Tsukiyomi, I mean, A rank Tsukiyomi's not really that great, honestly. She's okay, pretty decent DPS just starting out, but not the greatest. A rank Hera, same, not really that good. Even when she gets her ult chain with Athena, still not worth it. It's nice because it helps Athena's attacks since she's grouping up the enemies. But other than that, A rank Hera doesn't really have too much of a use anywhere. Asura, I'd say niche to good. I'd say with her Funter, she's pretty good, but without her Funter, she's pretty niche. But there's that. Little Osiris, I can say it's pretty niche because she does have a heal built into her kit, so that's not bad. A rank Poseidon. A rank Poseidon is niche. I mean, she's pretty much the go-to healer for most new player accounts because you can get her to Omega for free. I mean, getting an Omega A rank for free, pretty great, honestly. I know a lot of people like, it's just an Omega. I mean, it's just an A rank Omega for a healer. No one's really gonna care. But I mean, still, it's still a really free A rank. So there's that. Bazimbo, I say niche. She actually does a little bit more than Tsukiyomi, I feel. Light tier, I feel like Light tier gets that weird reputation of being a weird unit. He is a bit of a weird unit. He does take a little bit of skill to get used to, but yeah, he just has skill issue. I think that's just really just wrong. He's just a skill issue unit. Anyway, B-Rain Burt. B-Rain Burt isn't that good right now, honestly. She's gonna get better. Like, B-Rain Burt gets probably up here to right here after she gets the whole little future update thing, the module system. So there's that. A rank Leviathan. A rank Leviathan is niche as well. I mean, she does have good use for utility for freezing, so that's about it. Scotty's pretty good. Hoarder, Hoarder's not really that good for me, honestly. I did invest in her. I did get her up to like triple S, either triple S or double S. I don't remember, but yeah, she just hasn't really been doing too much for me. The B rank Zinky, nah. Apollo has low DPS, I feel. Like, I invested in Apollo, and he just does not hit hard, man. Buddy does not hit hard. I don't know, man. Maybe, I don't know. I invested and I gave him the right set based off recommendations and everything. Gave him good rolls. He just don't be cooking. I mean, he probably just needs his Funter. I'd say probably with Funter, he could shoot up to B. But, yeah. Anyway, Kali. Kali, you know, I'm slightly biased to Kali because I do actually use her quite a bit in my teams because she goes with my Scotty for the gold chain. But other than that, I would probably say probably could work, or she's a could work unit. Like she's a unit you could throw in a team. She's fine. A rank shoe, not really that great. Janae is niche in some cases. She actually has some pretty good utility with elements. Levi's pretty good. Levi's pretty good. Good healer, okay DPS. I'm gonna say Hell is very good. Hell is strong. Hell's strong, dude. Especially if you invest in the S3 build and you get her functor. Oh my god. She's like my main DPS right now. Like I've been using her consistently. She doesn't really ever really leave my team in terms of like use. Because the S3 build just goes dumb. Especially now when I have other characters invested into my account. Yeah. Anyway, Sobek. I mean, Sobek is a kind of a funny character because he has this weird reputation on Global where people just love him for some reason. I don't know. He has a pretty sad backstory. He has autism, which is actually really sad. You know what I mean? It's actually pretty sad. And I can't say but why though to somebody like that, man. Like his whole backstory is pretty tragic. I'm kidding, guys. This is a tier list. I'll say could work though. He's not a bad unit. I actually seen people main Sobek before to actual success. So there's that. Nadawa, if you have Kagasuchi, he's a good unit for that. If you don't have Kagasuchi, like me, I would say could work. Could work, not necessarily a skill unit. He's not really hard to understand. He's actually pretty good for Scorch. If you had Kagasuchi, would say here, don't here. He really needs Kagasuchi because there's no really other good fire damage DPS that really likes to utilize his Scorch and his flame resist down and stuff. So there's that. Tsukuyomi, the A rank, the S rank one, very good. She's very strong. Hermes is pretty niche. I did invest into mine. She's actually almost to Omega. So yeah, pretty strong. Kagasuchi's pretty good. It just sucks that he has terrible AI. That's the only thing. He has terrible AI. But as a manual, he's not bad. Vidar is niche in some cases because of her good ice support. A-rank Vert, I'm gonna actually say A-rank Vert is actually pretty good because she's actually one of the only like tanky type characters in the game, and she's pretty easy to play around. Good lightning damage DPS as well. So yeah. S rank Poseidon, good. She's good. Good freeze unit. Maybe I might just be biased to freeze. I don't know. Zinky. You know what? I'm gonna say Zinky's good. I know a lot of people may think that this might just be a bit of a weird take, but the reason why I like Zinky is because she excels very good, much even better than Ursura in certain modes like Hazard Zone, where you actually do want small enemies to be locked up. She has a really good function with that. Like I use her all the time in my Hazard Zone runs because she's just able to lock enemies in place, which makes Hell easier to just kind of snipe. Whereas she don't have to worry about rotating. I don't have to worry about rotating the cannon. She can just lock them up. I can just look, boom, shoot. Call it a day. Of course, it doesn't work too much on the boss enemies. The smaller ones it does, but the bigger ones it doesn't. Honorios. Since she will be revealed in the future, I figure it would be safe to include her. I'm going to say she's niche to good. Now, if you're running Mono and Olympus, which that's the whole reason why you want to use her, then she's good. Because of her big 60% buff to Olympus type units, right? That would be the ideal reason why you'd run Honorios. But if you're running her just maybe as a shadow support, maybe niche in certain cases. But again, you probably just want her just for... You really just want her just for the Mono Olympus thing. Like, if you can get Hera, Hades, and her in the team, you're cooking. Like, you're honestly cooking. S-rank Hera, we really don't need to explain. We don't need to explain. Do we really need to explain? Great buffer. Gives you one of the most highest damage buffs in the entire game. Since you invested to her functor, she's great manipulation around 0 time, which is really good because that can actually get you out of some trouble, give you a little bit of chance to evade. And yeah, like she's best support for a reason. I don't think I really need to go too much more in depth. Sakura, I'm actually gonna say Sakura's actually very good. She is what you'd call like the most decent support in terms of support. While obviously Hera's a league of her own, in terms of supports that we have that are more like normal units, early Sakura is probably the unit I use the most, and I do think she's one of the best ones that fits into a lot of teams with her buffs. So, and you can also really manipulate her AI to really just do one specific thing, which is great. I mean, her DPS may not be that great. I think it's more so on the okay tier, but in terms of a unit, I think early Sakura support is actually very valuable for teams. So there's that. All right, we have Athena. I'm gonna say Athena is either good to very good. Now, Athena on paper looks really strong, especially if you know how to manipulate her rhythm stacks and you know how to really just time everything and you don't really have skill issue with that, then she's really good. But, and if you get her functor too, which she needs her functor to be good. But if you don't get her functor, then I would just say she's only regularly good. Hades, yeah, we're gonna put her up here. Hades is probably gonna be one of the best DPSs that really play the game, because she's just so strong. As long as you know how to manipulate her DG, which is her Divine Grace, her numbers, then you can really just get some dumb stuff. She also has a really strong Aether goal. I promise you, when I talk about this in the overview, when we go over the translated kit and everything, and we talk about, you know, what the character does, then I mean, yeah. But as long as you know how to manipulate Divine Grace, as long as you know how to, you know, switch between the claws of the puppets, then you have essentially a god tier unit on your hands, because she's gonna deal so much damage, even just as an S rank. Even if you just get one copy and you're unlucky and you wanted to try going for S or triple S, I know a lot of people say you should go triple S for the longevity factor, but SS is fine. Just get one extra copy if you can. But still, all right, Aether or S rank Osiris. I'm gonna say she's good. Doesn't become very good until Thor releases, so we'll just wait on that. She's only good for right now. And we have S rank Shu. Could work, but yeah, she's definitely skill issue, the character. I mean, the whole thing about hers is understanding how her counterattack and the follow-ups work. That's really just, if you're able to really manipulate that, then you're pretty fine. But if you don't know how to manipulate her counterattacks and stuff, you're going to just be kind of squealing and kind of trying to figure out the character. So that's kind of the problem why a lot of people have with her, is that she just requires a lot of complexity to understand the character. But that's really just it. I mean, she's just a complex character to understand. And next up we have Oceanus. I'm going to put Oceanus in very good, because Oceanus is really good. He has great DPS, especially if you get his functor too. But you get his functor, then dude just starts popping off. Dude just starts hitting for truckloads of damage. He has a lot of extra ways to really manipulate damage on the field. He's considered to be one of the best water DPSs in the entire game. Haha, take that, Leviathan. JK. I'm just memeing. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for the tier list. So we're going to go over each tier, kind of give it a brief explanation as to why. Again, Hera, obviously, goated support. You can't really go wrong with Hera in any team. So Hades, she's going to be great once she releases in like 12 days. Once she releases and people pull her and they can really just grasp on the power and they really understand the manipulation of her DG, it's going to be really good. Hell, Estri build goes berserk, especially if you get her functor. If you get her functor, Estri even goes more dumb because of the extra power boosting your shots. Suku, still really good lightning type DPS. Early Sakura, again, really good, decent support for teams that, you know, I mean, she's going to fall off now because of Hera's existence, but even without Hera, I'm still going to say she's pretty good. So, Oceanus, again, great unit. He's also a unit that likes basic attacks too, which Athena can actually help with that. Good. We have Scotty, we have Poseidon, we have Scotty, we have Leviathan, we have Kakasuchi, we have A-Rank Vert, we have Poseidon. Poseidon's really good for freeze teams. I think freeze teams are kind of slept on, honestly. You can really make some dumb freeze teams if you can invest into certain teams. You have A-Rank Zinky, just really because of her specific niche in Hazard Zone. I think she's one of the best units to take in Hazard Zone, honestly, because of her ability to do a lot of lockups on enemies. We have Venerios, just good because of the Olympus buff faction. We have Athena, who's a good unit. Can be very good if you get her functor. Aether, who's only going to get better in the future. And then we have all the other characters here. We're just going to kind of give it detail DR. Now, let me know if you guys agree with this tier list or not. Obviously, this is not a serious tier list. I want to make this perfectly clear. I just want to kind of share what I feel. But of course, I may not be the person that understands a character as well as someone else. That's the thing that I have to reiterate here, because a lot of people tend to think once you do these tier lists, you're putting yourself as the law of this community or the law of this list, and I don't think that I am. I think I'm just a guy who's just sharing his opinion. So anyway, it's anybody just seeing us next time. Peace.